So that means, we have wasted already 150 trillion years of our life. Is this very good business? Taking birth in a demigod, taking birth as human being, taking birth as an animal. Like this, we are going on and on and on and on and on. I don't think this is very intelligent, no? Yes?
Waste of time. Waste of time.
Ah, is it not? And still we are saying, oh, we are not, we have no time. Eh? Correct? Hmm.
There's always lots to do.
What's that again?
There's always
there's
lots
always
to do in this material world.
Oh, they left, both of them.
So we're back.
Oh, you're back.
over the back.
I thought
He
you
said
got
there's
frightened. I thought you got frightened. You left.
Well, we are a bit frightened, but we came back.
So you can read this, Mac.
Max.
Max.
I will try.
Your wife can read, give her a chance.
I will give her a chance. Terry will read now.
Let her read.
Okay. O elevated demigods, at the time of death, severe, unbearable pain takes away the consciousness of all living entities who have accepted material bodies. Don't you know about this pain?
So it is not that you die peacefully, This is a misnomer. They say like that, He had a peaceful death. There's no such thing as peaceful death, So when a person dies, it's unbearable pain, so much so that he loses his consciousness. See? And the mind plays a very big role in determining the next birth, According to the position of the mind, the soul is carried to the next body,
The mind at the time of death, or the mind, the state of mind of the person in their life?
Of course, whatever you are thinking whole life, eventually it sums up at the time of death, Yes? So if you are kind enough to think about God, which you practice, then Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalaivaram ya priyati satmad bhavam yati nasti atra samsayaha. So here in this verse, you see, you want to read again?
And whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt.
So if you are thinking of God, Krishna, then you go back to the spiritual world and never to return again, going through this process of dying and taking birth again. That means your mind, if you think of Krishna. Now what happens if you don't, which is, fact here. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejante kalaivaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sadatad bhava bhavitaha. So here, it is what happens, you see. Someone want to read this?
Yeah. What state one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti? That state he will attain without fail.
Let's say I am very much attached to my dear wife and I die thinking of her. What would be my position?
You become a female in the next life.
I become a woman. You understand this point?
Yes.
So that's why, of course, some people, especially Australia, they are so fond of keeping these dogs, no?
Correct. Yep.
So what's going to be of them if they quit their body thinking of the dogs? Yeah?
Serve dog, not God.
See, of course, the Western world, they all say, this is a myth, this reincarnation is a bogus nonsense and all this kind of stuff, But they don't understand the power of the mind. The mind is so powerful, you see. It carries one to the next consciousness. Says here in this verse. Anyone want to try?
The living entity in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another, as the air carries aromas. Thus he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another.
So how does this happen?
The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects.
So you see, which are all grouped about the mind. So he is put into another body, and according to the mother's body, he takes all the features. See? So this is, see, can you read on?
The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this.
So, but one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. You understand? The foolish, they cannot understand because they're so dull-headed, of excessive enjoying the sense gratification. They cannot see all this stuff. See? It's also explained. Everything is explained in our books. Please try.
Your turn.
Due to ignorance, the materialistic person does not know anything about his real self-interest, the auspicious path in life. He is simply bound to material enjoyment by lusty desires, and all his plans are made for this purpose. For temporary sense gratification, such a person creates a society of envy, and due to this mentality, he plunges into the ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about this.
So you cannot know. His consciousness is so, covered. That's why he talks in a delirious way. When you talk to him, who cares, who knows, all this kind of weird thinking. Because he wants to enjoy the senses so badly. And the Lord, this is all done by the Lord. It's not that, of course, he is independent thinker, but actually the Lord is the real overseer of all this thing. It's explained by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Sarvasha chaham hridhi sanavisto matah smiti jnanam apohanam cha vedescha sarve aham eva vidyo vedanta krit videva eva chaham. So this is what it is happening. The Lord says, I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So if you want to forget, then the Lord will make you forget. And if you want to remember, yes, the Lord will help you, give you knowledge to remember. And how? The Lord is sitting in the hearts. It's not that He's somewhere else, He's there. And that's also explained. So here it says in the Bhagavad Gita again, upadrista anumantascha bhata bhokta maheswaraha paramatmeti chapi yukto dehesmin purushaha paraha. Yet in this body there's another, a transcendental enjoyer who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor who exists as the overseer and permitter. He is overseeing, witnessing, and he is permitting, whether you deserve or you don't deserve, and who is known as the super soul or Paramatma. So this is the science, we're not talking about some kind of a mythological, some Hindu. No, this is a science. In your heart, my heart, the heart of a tree, heart of the inside, everybody's heart. The Lord is sitting there. All the living entities, and is observing, and is permitting. You follow this point?
Yes.
So now we want to get out of this mess. That's the question now. Okay, I'm stuck in this body. I'm in trouble. I'm not happy. Nobody's happy. Materially, nobody can be happy. There's no doubt about that. You try to get all this wealth. You cannot be happy also. That's what everybody thinks. Money will solve all his problems. You want to read this? Shankarshan? Hello?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Wealth is a perpetual source of distress. It is most difficult to acquire, and it is virtual death for the soul. Therefore, what satisfaction does one actually gain from his wealth? Similarly, how can one enjoy any genuine happiness from those things that are gained or maintained by one's hard-earned money, such as home, children, relatives, and domestic animals, since they are all temporary?
So it is very difficult, this wealth business. Yeah, there's no happiness. Sometimes they think family is also very, very nice. I have my wife and family and children, they think this is also going to give happiness. Can you read on?
Yes, Prabhu. Sri Prabhupada said, accepting the roles of male and female in human society, the conditioned souls unite in sexual relationships. Thus, they constantly make their material endeavors to eliminate their unhappiness and unlimitedly increase their pleasure. But one should see that they inevitably achieve exactly the opposite result. In other words, their happiness inevitably vanishes, and as they grow older, their material discomfort increases.
So it is a difficult program. Why? Because this whole world is designed, it is already designed by the Lord, that you cannot be happy here because you don't belong here. You cannot try. You see here, it says here. You want to read this verse, Chaitanya? You're muted.
I am muted, sorry. Mama petya punajanma dukala yam ashashvatam napukanti mahatmanaha samsidhin paramangataha. Okay. After attaining me, the great souls, who are yogis in devotion, never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection.
So you see, this world is temporary and is full of miseries. That's how this material world has been designed. Dukkha alayam. Dukkha means misery. Alayam means place. And ashashvatam means temporary. See, in fact, we cannot stay in this body forever. Yes? And the whole world you can see, of course, now it's so visible. It's all miserable. Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
So you cannot try to solve this problem, thinking that, these guys, this whole guys, they think they can solve this problem, Yes?
Mm.
Yeah.
This is how they
Yep.
are, they're speculating, You can see this whole thing. Oh, don't worry, we got the vaccine. Don't worry, we got this. Don't worry, there's always some false hope, Huh?
Mm.
Yes or not?
Yes.
See, this is explained millions of years ago. This is not just yesterday or today. This knowledge is millions and millions of years ago, And see what is stated
Yeah.
here. Hmm? Someone want to read this?
Yeah.
O Great One, O Supreme Lord, because of contact with displeasing circumstances and separation for pleasing circumstances, one is placed in a most regrettable position on heavenly and hellish planets, as if burning in a fire of lamentation. Although there are many remedies by which to get out of miserable life, any such remedies in the material world are more miserable than the miseries themselves. Therefore, I think that the only remedy is to engage in your service. Kindly instruct me in such service.
See this point here? Although there are many remedies by which to get out of miserable life, any such remedy in the material world are more miserable than the miseries themselves. Huh? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is spoken millions of years ago. They're trying one thing after another. That's why, I think the only remedy is to engage in your service. That they don't want to do. They are trying to circumvent that. No way, I am not going to go to God. Who is God anyway? Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
And therefore, see, when you try to go away from the teachings of God,
What is the best way to be of service?
we're coming to that. So first I have to highlight you the facts of the problem. Yes, this is all, I'm just telling you from the scriptures. I'm not kind of telling you, giving you a big sermon or something. I'm just reading the books. Since both of you are reading the books, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you see how many things are there. Yes?
Yes.
Read on.
My dear Arjuna, one who does not follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice, thus established by the Vedas, certainly leads a life full of sin, living only for the satisfaction of the senses. Such a person lives in vain.
You already covered that. He doesn't know, and his whole life is miserable, and he's living in vain. Yes? Yeah?
Yeah.
Not only that,
Yes, Prabhu.
when you go enjoying this thing, it's explained further that the person, he gets, everything is finished for him. Moga samoga karmano, moga jnana vishetushaha, rakshasim asurim chaiva, prakriti mohinim asritaha. Please read.
Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated.
I mean, They're going on the wrong direction. They become atheistic and they become demonic, you know. Huh? Is this a very nice position?
No.
No.
And they cannot think well. Their brains are, you know, wired wrong already. And whatever they try, it's only going to work against them. Yes?
Yes, understand.
And if you carry on your sinful life, you know, this is the result of doing sinful activities. You want to help read this? Anyone?
Shall I? If a human being is engaged in sinful, irreligious activities, either because of bad association or because of his failure to control his senses, then such a person will certainly develop a personality full of material desires. He thus becomes miserly toward others, greedy, and always anxious to exploit the bodies of women. When the mind is so polluted, one becomes violent and aggressive, and without the authority of Vedic injunctions, slaughters innocent animals for sense gratification. Worshipping ghosts and spirits, the bewildered person falls fully into the grip of unauthorized activities and thus goes to hell, where he receives a material body infected by the darkest modes of nature. In such a degraded body, he unfortunately continues to perform inauspicious activities that greatly increase his future unhappiness, and therefore he again accepts a similar material body. What possible happiness can there be for one who engages in activities inevitably terminating in death?
It's a strong verse.
I'm very sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you.
So good.
This is reality. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the life of an average Australian or rather everybody else. Correct? Now don't think that I go to hell and just, meet the chief of hell and come back smooth again here and start all over again. No. You understand? It is not that you finish your suffering and that's it. No, you walk clean out, you know. You understand? When you come back, it's explained here. Says here. Want to read this?
Yeah, go on.
Having gone through all the miserable, hellish conditions and having passed in irregular order through the lowest forms of animal life prior to human birth and having thus been purged of his sins, one is reborn again as a human being on this earth.
So just to run through this thing, let's look at what kind of birth, you know. It says here there are 8.4 million species of life. The breakdown of that is this. There are 900,000 kind of species living in the water. There are 2 million trees and plants. There are 1.1 species of insects and reptiles, 1 million types of birds. As far as quadruples are concerned, animals, there are about 3 million, and there are only 400,000 human species. So can you imagine if you start from the lowest order to come back again to the human life, how many millions of species? 8 million species you have to pass through before you again come back to human life. I mean, this is a fact. Is that you walk out there and you see nothing. You see so many animal, plant, trees and all that. And they're living. Whose souls are inside that? Whose souls are inside that? Somebody, obviously. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, really.
And I don't think we want to be there. Yes.
Don't want to go through it again.
And who goes there? Krishna says here. Krishna says in this verse of the Bhagavad Gita, those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among man, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demonic species of life. Not finished. Attaining repeated birth among the species of demonic life, O son of Kunti, such person can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence because they deny God, Krishna. So now, what to do? Better to accept the authority of Krishna. Yes?
Ignorance is bliss, Prabhu.
Yeah?
Just in
Ignorance is
case.
bliss.
What again? We
No, I
have
said
to,
ignorance is bliss.
yes, now the only solution is to surrender to Krishna. You like it or not. He is God. You cannot change these things. Yes?
Yeah.
An intelligent person will do that. A fool only will be, trying to be averse to this whole thing. That's why Krishna says, those who are intelligent, after many, many births, that also not just one birth, After many, many births, one who knows. Yeah. Bahunam janma namante jnanavanmam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sahamatma sudurlabaha. You want to read this?
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
Yes. So why not be this great soul and a rare soul? Why not? Why not put a stop this sensible nonsense? Yes?
Yes.
And we don't say you give up your eating, sleeping, mating. No, you add Krishna into your life. That's all. Then Krishna says, whatever you do it as an offering for me. That's all. All you have to do is very simple. Add everything, as Krishna says here. Yad karosi ayad asnasi, yad juhosi dadasi yad tapasisi kauntaya, tat kurusva madarpanam. You want to read again?
Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me.
That's it. Let's say, for example, eating. Everybody wants to eat, Nobody goes without eating anyway, right? So here in this verse, eating is described how it is done, Can you read?
The
Someone,
devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only seen.
Simple thing. Before you eat, you offer it to Krishna, and you can eat unlimitedly after that, no question. But the food become purified. But if you don't, then you're going to get into trouble. You're going to take the sins. Yes?
Yeah.
So the best way actually to do this is to chant Krishna's name. Every religion also teaches that, from sunrise to sundown, you should glorify the name of our Father. Hallowed be thy name. You take the Muslim, Allahu Akbar. You take the Buddhist, they're also chanting. But specifically, the name of God is not revealed to all of them. They say, in what we say, very abstract term like Father, the Almighty, but the exact name of God, that's what is required. That's why it says in this period of time that we are now at, now we are living in this age, it's called Kali Yuga. Hmm?
Yeah.
Yes.
In this Kali Yuga, I'm sure you know, yeah? I'm
Yeah.
sure Chaitanya must have shown you this verse, Yes?
Yeah, I showed him the horrible part of the Bhagavatam about Kali Yuga.
Ah, very good. You see in this verse, someone wants to chant this?
Harinama, 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 Kevalam, Kalunashjeva, Nashjeva, Nashjeva, Gitya, Anyataha.
Read on.
Oh, yeah, sorry. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way.
So you cannot do meditation, you cannot do yoga, you cannot do nothing. You can only do one thing, to chant Krishna's name. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. So if you chant, then Krishna says, very quickly you will develop, you will get liberation. And very quickly you will be able to see the lotus feet of Krishna. Please help, Rick. Well, you're muted.
Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can obtain freedom from material existence. Indeed, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord.
Simply by chanting, one get liberated and one be able to quickly see the lotus feet of the Lord, You understand? This is so powerful, this method. It is so easy to do, anyone can do. I'm sure you're doing, right?
Is
Yes.
that Prabhu? Sorry.
Huh? Was that you're writing it down? These verses?
Yes, Prabhu.
Please read.
The holy name of Krishna is an attractive feature for many saintly, liberal people. It is the annihilator of all sinful reactions and is so powerful that, save for the dumb who cannot chant it, it is readily available to everyone, including the lowest type of man, the Chandala. The holy name of Krishna is a control of the opulence of liberation and is identical with Krishna. When a person simply chants the holy name with his tongue, immediate effects are produced. Chanting the holy name does not depend on initiation, pious activities, or the Puracharya regulated principles generally observed before initiation. The holy name does not wait for any one of these activities. It is self-sufficient.
So powerful. you know, the name of Krishna is also said here. Please read.
The reservoir of all good qualities, just worship Sri Krishna, the purifier of all purifiers. The most exalted of all personalities worshipped by choice poetry. Worship him with a faithful, unflinching mind, without duplicity, in a highly elevated manner. Thus to worship the Lord, whose name is like the sun, for just as a slight appearance of the sun dissipates the darkness of night, so a slight appearance of the holy name of Krishna can drive away all darkness of ignorance that arises in the heart due to greatly sinful activities performed in previous lives.
See, just by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You know, even you are beginner, whatever, immediately affects all dirty things in the heart disappear. You know, it's so powerful. Krishna and Krishna's name are non-different. You know, it's not that Krishna is different from his name. No, you understand? It is so purifying, it says, because Krishna is the purifier, all purifier. Anything goes to the sun cannot be contaminated. This is just the material element, the sun. How much more powerful God is. Just by going to Him, all these dirty things are cleaned up. By we calling on Him, taking His name, you know. So you see how God, you know, He is so kind, you know. He's a very, very kind person, God. Because they don't know His qualities, you know. That's the problem. Because they don't know who God is exactly. Can you read this?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Purushottama, the greatest of all persons, has a pure mind. He is so gentle that even if his servant is implicated in a great offense, he does not take it very seriously. Indeed, if his servant renders some small service, the Lord accepts as being very great. Even an envious person blasphemes the Lord never manifests anger against him. Such are his great qualities.
So even we do a little bit, you know, it saves us from the greatest danger. Chanting His name is so powerful. There's no other method that can be so easily done. Because in devotional service, there are 9 methods of devotional service. Huh? So there are 9 methods of devotional service. So this is, give me a minute. Huh? Hope I can get in. No, I'm not getting in. Maybe I'll try 24 and see. Okay, I got in. So you see here now, there are 9 processes of devotional service. Huh?
Prahlad Maharaj said, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy
You
name.
speak a little loudly because you recorded, you know, so the voice will be good. Huh?
No problem. Hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering Lord respectful worship with 16 parts of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto him. In other words, serving him with body, mind, and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be a most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge.
So these are 9 process, hearing, chanting the holy name, and remembering, then worshipping him, offering prayers, serving his lotus feet, trying to become his friend, trying to become his servant, or wanting to give everything to the Lord, because it's the 9 ways to approach the Lord. Of this 9 process, you can complete all these 9 process. It says here, simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna once, a person is relieved from all the reactions of sinful life. One can complete the 9 process of devotional service simply by chanting the holy name. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah? Anybody can do this, There's no bar, anyone. Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
So who is that person who can't do? He must be a dumb fool, no? Yes?
Yes.
Yes or not? So therefore we should not be so foolish, Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
What do you say? Up to now I have been talking so much, yeah?
We also have questions. Everyone's quiet.
When chanting, does it have to be audible, or are we able to sit there and chant in our mind? Is that the
No,
same?
you can't eat in your mind, can you? You gotta physically do it, isn't it? Yes?
Yeah.
So when you chant, your lips must separate,
Yeah.
So when lips are separate, you must chant a little bit audibly so you can hear the holy name.
Yeah.
And the mood is more important. And the mood should be, like this. No, give me a minute. The mood is very important, that one should chant thinking like this, One should try to think himself, yeah, this is the verse, one verse up, down. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm the wrong chapter. All right, here, this is the secret, You want to read that?
One who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor but is always prepared to give all respect to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord.
So these are the conditions, First you have to prepare your mind to think that you are very low, fallen. Then you have to become more tolerant. There's so many things, people are doing against you. You have to be tolerant. And you have to always give respect to everybody. When you can think like this, then the chanting will be very easy. Otherwise, chanting becomes difficult,
Yes.
Yeah. All of you are chanting?
I am.
Oh, good. What about Mark? Mac?
Max?
Yeah, he does chanting too.
He is also chanting, huh?
Yeah.
Very good. You're also chanting?
Me, not as much as Max, but some.
But you're chanting, no?
Yes.
Very good. So this is how you feel by chanting.
It's happy.
Elevated.
Elevating, yes. Chanting connects you to Krishna. And the moment you get connected to Krishna, you become happy, you know?
Yes.
Yes. That's why in our society we say chant Hare Krishna and be happy.
Stay high forever.
Yes. Not only you become happy, you are free from all sinful life, you know. And it says the moment you chant, then your material life is finished, you know.
Yes.
Especially if you says here at the time of death, if you can remember the Lord. Just now we talk about remembering the wife and remembering the dog, you know. You want to read this?
Terrified, about to die, a man collapses on his bed. Although his voice is faltering and he is hardly conscious of what he is saying, if he utters the holy name of the Supreme Lord, he can be freed from the reaction of his fruitive work and achieve the supreme destination. But still, people in the age of Kali will not worship the Supreme Lord.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Can I ask that question that I guess has been asked many times before, but if you had a sinful life and then just at the end you say, well, I'm going to chant Krishna's name on my deathbed, will that won't absolve?
Well, you can try, yeah. You can try. Just like I say, I don't study. I just want to go and sit in for the exam. What are the chances? Yes. So you got to practice this, you know. You cannot just automatically it just happen. The Lord won't allow that.
Yeah.
You know, He's not such a fool, you know. Say here, Abhyasa Yoga, Yuktena. Abhyasa Yoga means in practice, you know.
Uh-huh.
You know, he who meditates on me as a supreme personality of God, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path or path, is sure to reach me. It's not just like by chance, you know. It doesn't happen because anyone who's sinful, he will never remember God. Says here. You want to read this?
In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place.
So it is not something that, you know, okay, now I discovered, okay, you told me now, okay, at the time of that I should chant, okay, I'll remember that. You will just focus on your attachment more than anything else. Whatever you do whole day and night, they'll reflect on your mind, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
See, the mind is not such an easy thing that you can say that you can control that, you know.
It's not a quick pass. Yeah.
What?
It's not a quick get out of jail sort of pass at the end by just saying.
It's not such an easy thing to handle,
Yeah.
you know. You want to read this?
All the senses have been under the control of the mind since time immemorial, and the mind himself never comes under the sway of any other. He is stronger than the strongest, and his godlike power is fearsome. Therefore, anyone who can bring the mind under control, becomes the master of the senses.
Because we have listened to this mind of ours, we have already finished 150 trillion years. Yes?
Yep.
Do you think you want to put faith in your mind again? Not possible. Only way you can handle this mind, it is explained here, the only way. There's no other way. You want to read on?
This uncontrolled mind is the greatest enemy of the living entity. If one neglects it or gives it a chance, it will grow more and more powerful and will become victorious. Although it is not factual, it is very strong. It covers the constitutional position of the soul. O King, please try to conquer this mind by the weapon of service to the lotus feet of the spiritual master and of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Do this with great care.
So the only way to take shelter of the spiritual master and who will teach you how to surrender to Krishna. The moment you get Krishna, then Krishna says, I will help you to overcome this mind. You understand? This is not your mind. It is Krishna's mind. It is in your body. You are a soul just sitting in this body like a machine. All the element belongs to God. You have no control actually. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you surrender, then the Lord will help you control. Because the foolish, they think they are in control. They are forced. They are forced to grow old. Nobody likes that, right?
Mm.
And similarly, you're forced to die. Nobody likes that. And you'll be forced to take birth when you die. Birth is certain. For one who's taken birth, death is certain. So this is how it go on, this whole thing. This knowledge is so important, but how many people get access? We have been suppressed. We are not given facility to teach this thing, to alleviate the suffering of everyone. Because sense gratification is overwhelming. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you go into the mode of passion, then mode of goodness becomes obscured. So anyway, the hope is this, that we chant, that by chanting, we can immediately, come to the topmost platform. That is our saving grace. So you please help, tell everybody to chant, whoever you meet, whoever you know. This is the greatest service for the soul. Just like Chaitanya and Sankarshan are trying. You come and help. Yeah?
Yep.
More and more people take up and we can save more lives. This vaccine or any other thing will not work. They cannot save the soul. They can only try to prolong the life in the body, but nothing can save anyone except taking shelter of Krishna. That's why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, one of the very important words, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So give up all these things and just chant. Then everything is settled. So you teach. I mean, this is not Indian or this is not some Chinese or Japanese. No, this is Australian. This is message from God Himself. And we are all our souls related to Him. We all are part and parcel of God. We are a soul. We are not the body. This body we will change. We have been changing anyway since time immemorial. Try to give the food for the soul. Yes.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Are there any other meditations or anything like that that are worth doing?
Hey, you read the verse. No other way, no other way, no other way.
Not
If you
even for
can
fun?
find one, you let me know. I have read the Vedas and so many times, and find even Lord Brahma says, after going through the Vedas 3 times, with my 4 heads, I cannot find anything better than surrendering to the Lord. So if Brahma has failed to find some solution to this, maybe you can help him, Yes?
Yes.
So we have to take direction from the scriptures, That's how we should learn. We should not try to become whimsical, It doesn't work like that. That's why knowledge has to be handed down by the spiritual master. You want to read that?
He who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness, nor the supreme destination.
So you act whimsically, you cannot get any success, nor you get any happiness, nor will you go to the supreme world, nor get perfection. So better to follow, no?
Yes.
You're fortunate you have got devotees there, So you have to just surrender and take help. And they will teach you how to become a devotee of Krishna. Yes?
Yes.
Association is the most important thing, Without association, it's not possible, Nobody can become a devotee without association of devotee. You want to read this?
Unless one is favored by a pure devotee, one cannot attain the platform of devotional service. To say nothing of Krishna Bhakti, one cannot even be relieved from the bondage of material existence.
So you see how you came across Chaitanya and Sankarshan? Yes, Prabhus?
Yes.
Yes. And because of the association, now you're feeling so much better. Yes.
Yes.
So association and devotee is so important. Yes.
Yes.
So try to understand this is the process. You cannot go directly to Krishna. That's not possible.
Yes.
So please try to take it up a little seriously. It
Yes.
doesn't require very strenuous thing. All you have to do is wake up in the morning and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then
Yeah.
they will teach you all the do's and the don'ts, you learn from them.
Yes.
It's not difficult. And very soon you will feel God in your heart, without any doubt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything else you want me to say? How you like this whole session?
Very good. Very interesting.
What about you?
It was a great crash course from start to finish.
I only touch a few. There are 18,000 verses.
I thought we're done.
No.
You should read the books, you know. That's the most important. Yeah?
Yeah,
He's
trying to
he's
read a
bought,
bit.
he's actually bought pretty much all the books that we have
Oh,
so
very
far.
good. No, I think, how you like this session?
Sorry, what was it?
How you like this session? You think we should have more of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be good. Be nice if you can bring more people on board, eh?
Yeah.
There's a
Time
few
is-
that
no?
haven't come tonight because they're busy.
Uh-huh.
We'll
Should-
try next week.
You think we can have a longer session? Maybe, I don't know, time permitting. You know?
Yeah. Now is your prasadam time. Isn't it?
Well, I can always. Oh, there's something on the chat. Let me see what's that. Maybe someone with a. Yeah, she's writing. She's looking forward. I can hear you. I just muted so the outside noise doesn't interrupt the discussion. Oh, she's very happy with it. Deployed, huh? Deployed. I look forward to the next week. So you should encourage her.
Yes, true.
I feel very grateful and blessed to be part of this Zoom group. Oh, she's very fired up, eh?
Yeah.
So of course, this knowledge is so important. It is the knowledge for the soul, So I guess I have to take leave and see you all again, huh?
Thank you very much for conducting the class, Prabhu. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks,
you
everyone.
all for
Thanks, man.
joining and giving me a chance to speak about Krishna.